Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I'm Inquisitor Temperance Prize, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentyne Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master Tom McGee and players Ryan LaPlante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentyne, Tyler Hewitt as Attikus Viz, Del Borovic as Morgan Rolls, and Josh Halbot as Gideon Vega. My report shows that the Inquisitorial band are battling up a tower. Gideon blew up a landing pad to distract the enemy. Valentyne ordered the group to attack when they were about to be corrupted. Morgan's sniper rifle was of limited use at short range, and Attikus's power fist needs repair. Can these heroes reach the warp gate before they're all killed? Find out next in this episode of the Valentyne Heresy.
Spread your plague if you must. My dreams are all that hold this planet together. From the Eternal Blasphemy, Elmstad. Valentyne, you're rushing up a stairwell leading to a small landing into the second story of this sort of four-story silo situation that you're working your way up. You just escaped from a room full of sprayers that had a lot of Nurgle goo in them, ready to transform the dreamers of the Dreaming City into fresh Nurglings and plague bearers and just all manner of unpleasant Nurgle followers. Having made your way through there, you are on your way up through the tower to open a door for Orgath the Plague Bearer to come in and start wrecking some shit, as well as to reach the warp gate that will allow you to jump to the Black Library. All in search of a long road to Terra, where you hope to save the Emperor from the rapidly closing in Cabal. With you, of course, Morgan has been covering the stairwell with her rifle, and with Toby, you sighted up onto the next floor and discovered that it is where the scientists, some of the Nurgle scientists, have set up their large vats in order to use the sprayers. It also seems to be the staging ground for kind of the overview of how to transform the dreamers of this city and the city itself into something organic and gross. There are a couple of plague bearers in there, as well as some scientists. And the plague bearers are looking for Tzeentch troops, assuming that they are under attack from sort of like the ghostly aspects you've seen before. Downstairs, Gideon had used his pyromancy to cast a barrier to block the spray. Meanwhile, Attikus punched through the security door, but in doing so, punched through a plague bearer and damaged his arm. But in the process of doing so, he was still able to shut the door, which Gideon kind of lightly sealed shut. It won't hold for long, but it'll hold for a moment. And Attikus, in an attempt to get your arm working again, you got your voice box working again because Tyler has rejoined us at the table. Welcome back, Tyler.
Yay.
Hi, hello.
Yep. So that's where we left things. Again, we're in a dire situation. Clock is ticking. Warp gate awaits. What do you do?
Valentyne has a truncheon that he has been hanging on to as a backup weapon, and Attikus should not exist in a world where Attikus only has a pistol. It's not right. So he's going to pass the bludgeoning weapon just quickly, I think, looking to Attikus, holding it up, just ready to toss the moment Attikus holsters his pistol. Just pass that down the line, and then Valentyne's just going to gesture further up the stairs. This room to the side is of no interest to him. He doesn't want to blow anything up in there because we could get sprayed with goo that could flood this level coming out of massive canisters. And if we can go fast enough, maybe these motherfuckers won't see us at all, and we could just keep moving up the tower, which is the ultimate goal. So he just wants to book it past as fast as possible.
Great. Okay. So I'm going to need stealth, please, from everybody.
Where did we leave Orgath? Do we remember?
Orgath is outside with the doors closed because he couldn't get in through security.
Yes,
and
okay.
the fire doors and stuff all closed. So we have to get to security to open the exterior doors. Otherwise, he'll fight his way in if he can. We just don't know if he can.
Yeah. And if he could have done that, he probably would have before he met you guys. So got to get to that security level in the main building. So, stealth, what is the
difficulty?
Yeah, I'm just figuring out the stat on these guys that are looking at you. They are, I don't think they're super perceptive because they are busy fighting unseen monsters. They too do not like the unseen monster situation. So
that speaks to us all.
Yeah, truly, yeah.
Mrs. I, Mrs. F, F, I, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. L, T, Y. Difficulty.
Why are all these women married?
Okay.
Tyler's back and he is unhinged.
That
I
was
just finished watching Matilda.
that was
Oh
wonderful.
my goodness.
I didn't just finish. I watched that movie like 15 years ago. I fucking love that movie. It just stayed with me. Yeah,
You've got the chokey tattattoo on a
I
lower
do.
tramp stamp.
Just
yeah.
the whole chasm
Yeah.
tube. Yeah.
Tyler's back with spit and vinegar
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole pipe.
Okay. So
Down to my pipe.
the
Of course.
Yeah.
just go, Tom.
cool. The difficulty's gonna be 3, and I'm gonna give you a boost for the distraction of looking for the sort of astral creatures. So that's 1 boost to all of you for these things not looking for you. Other than that, boost for the alarm causing extra noise.
Great.
We like that.
Perfect.
I think that's it.
I
for
would
me.
throw out, if you're willing, another boost for Morgan if Toby's scouting the room to just be like, go. Okay, hold. Go.
Sure.
Just so we get instruction
Yeah.
with her waving us across.
You can take a Toby boost.
Great. And I will acknowledge that I have 2 setback because Valentyne is willing to do many things to remain stealthy, but you could not convince him to turn off his refractor field for any amount of money
Oh,
being
yes.
the lead up the stairs into the demon factory.
Sure.
Yep.
Smart.
All right,
Okay.
let's see what happens.
Morgan has 4 successes, 4 advantages.
Ooh, damn.
Attikus has 3 successes, 3 threat.
Okay.
Just 2 successes straight for Gideon.
Valentyne is a wash.
Ooh, interesting.
Not
okay.
a fail.
Not a success. Yeah.
Okay. All of you make it past the 2nd floor just fine. However, running up the stairs as you come around, it's not that they see you, they see the field, and immediately you hear some shouts from the floor.
If we all roll this together, I have some threat that you can play with too. I have 3 points of threat if you want to
Yeah, I don't really
mess
know
around with that.
what I can spend those on. We so rarely have threat these days that, it's a new... All right, so having consulted the book after not spending threat in like 5 years in human time, I think I'm going to spend your threat on granting the enemy a significant advantage in the upcoming encounter. So the way I'm going to play that is upon seeing the refractor field, one of them yells out like, possible threat on the stairs. And immediately, like a security door slams down on the stairwell leading further up. So the only way up now is to go through. Yep. Yep. So that's what you've got. Valentyne, you're standing there kind of at the precipice. There's a bit of a shimmer. And from inside the room, you hear a kind of a wispy voice say, yes, sibling, come, fight them. Help us unleash the nightmares. Please. Please.
Oh.
And then you hear the rattling of a cage, like, shut up, you.
Valentyne hates voices. Okay, so to be clear, our options are to go back down to the 2nd floor and through into the tower, or we break this fucking door somehow.
No, you can go. So there's a way to access the stairs from the other side. It just means, like, in order to continue up, you got to
Yes.
go through.
Okay,
Across
great.
this room, yeah.
Well, then Valentyne knows that if people are closing doors, it is not the time to fuck around and try to get clever. It's time to run through a room with a refractor field active, swinging a power sword. What does he see as he books it around this corner, leading the team?
All right. So you rush into a large room of like the 40K equivalent of like whiteboards and chalkboards. And there's a variety of just horrific things being drawn, but it almost looks like an animation studio. And you can tell that this is where they design the nightmares. So where they would think about spooky things to sort of pump through those weird musical instrument setups and other things to just kind of evoke certain horrifying images and sounds. That said, since Nurgle took over, they're having a great time vandalizing these things. So they're drawing smiley faces on shit and, like mustaches and that sort of thing in like mucus and bile and all the fun stuff they play with. So basically you've got a variety of boards set up for design, as well as some kind of like mainstays on the wall and like in process projects and other things. They're just being vandalized by a bunch of Nurglings who are just running around. So there's, I would say, for our purposes, 4 swarms of Nurglings, each about 10 strong, just like ripping stuff and painting stuff. There are 3 humans or mortals, rather, like human mortals that are clearly infected.
Humanoids, yeah.
Humanoid, yeah. And are wearing, like sticky lab coats and other things that are very clearly, the equivalent of cultists, except that they're not in the cult. They just joined up. So these are mortal,
kind of the dreamers who got sprayed from downstairs might be Valentine's assumption.
Or humans who came with them, like Orgoth, who were brought in. But regardless, the math is the same. They're enemies who are going around taking meticulous notes, just in case there's anything they can use. They seem a little confused as to what they're doing because it's like wings. Is that a thing? Like, what do I do with that? There is an overseer who is not a plague bearer necessarily, but kind of in that same ballpark. So like a big kind of postulous creature walking around, just dripping horrible liquids and smells. You see a few people in what you would assume to be the sort of Tzeentch stuff, so they're in robes.
But dreamers, are you suits, or these are fancier?
These are the equivalent of the sticky scientists for Tzeentch. So the Tzeentch cultists.
So, that's interesting. So they'd be stuff that Valentyne would recognize as Tzeentch cultists if they've got any of the symbols.
I think
left.
Being a Hereticus guy, you'd recognize this as, and again, what's weird for you, I think, is a lot of what you've seen is people playing at this, and these are the people who actually you've seen the people make the at home. We've got Tzeentch at home versions. This is store bought Tzeentch. This is they've got the proper stuff. So they essentially look like the staff of this facility in a cage, being muttering to each other in frustration at the destruction of their work. And finally, next to them, like a glass box with a sort of metal, overly ornate metal shit around it, is one of those spirit things just bouncing around, kind of like in, 13 Ghosts, like that kind of thing. It's just like smoke in a box slamming up against it. You can see the beak. And it seems, even just as you come around the corner, that's the thing that seemed to be talking to you.
Yep.
So that's what you see. Trudging towards you, the footsteps you heard is one of these humans who's obviously been sent just with a clipboard. He's like, hello, no dreamers are allowed up here. And then you just come around the corner. And he goes, oh, Nurgle shit.
Perfect. So, Tom, I did check rules in between because I wanted to make sure that we had the right action economy for combat. I've confirmed this for all of us. Movement does count as a maneuver.
Okay.
So each turn you get a maneuver, which is something
one
you would
band. Because I also looked it up.
something that would take time to do. That's why aiming also counts as a maneuver. But you can have two. You can have a second maneuver as a player in your turn if you burn 2 strain. And you get 1 action, which is like an attack or anything like that.
Yes.
So that's it. We had some confusion about maneuvers and free actions. There still are free actions. They're just not officially maneuvers.
What are the constraints of the bands of distance? Like what?
It's the equivalent of like the 30 feet in D&D.
Sure.
It's just a band is how far you can usually.
And that's
it's different for like ranged combat. It's kind of like what can you're engaged. You stab. Short is what you can throw. Medium is a pistol.
Sure.
Long is usually a rifle. They do some like approximate stuff. Tom will just tell us because it'll affect difficulty or if we can reach things.
Okay.
Tom, how many people are between me and this cage? Can I get to these cages?
You can, yeah. There's one Nurgling swarm and one of the sticky scientists.
Great. Sticky scientist.
Who is the one who's walking
In a
towards you.
D&D sense, with me bursting into this room, would I be facing attacks of opportunity to get there, or can I just book it to get there? I'm happy to spend 2 strain to burn an additional maneuver to kind of dodge around him if you want that.
I think what I'm going to say is no attacks of opportunity, but they will act before you in initiative order. So rather than you rolling initiative, you basically get your free action to book it in, but the disadvantage is by running in, they're all surprised, so they don't I usually view attacks of opportunity as if I'm aware you're running by me, I can pop you with an elbow. But these guys are all busy doing stuff. So if you run past them, they're all going to be like, who the fuck? Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, what I would say is,
swarm.
that makes, if you're up for it, then my pitch is, because this would be Valentine's move getting into that room, he wants to get in and with the power sword, just hack the lock off the cage with all the dreamers in it.
Sure.
And then he'll voluntarily go behind enemies in order after that because he just wants to add more chaos into this room with all of us having to go through it. Like,
Great. And I will say, these guys will all still roll, so they might, Attikus might
they're coming in behind me,
swinging before they get to you, but it'll just mean, like, you're basically sacrificing your initiative order in order to... Yeah.
Just with my weird little pseudo surprise round. Valentyne just wants to introduce a bunch of people who are not on Team Nurgle into the room.
Yes.
Because he wants as few people touching his team as possible.
Yeah.
Look how fast you can sort with demonic powers, Just last episode, you were like, I don't think I'd be promoting Tzinch, and here you are.
Are you kidding me? Getting enemies to kill each other and themselves has been the Inquisition's purpose forever. He's above these petty concerns of consorting. It's about the end result.
Fair enough. Yeah. Ever since Ken Watanabe founded the Inquisition on the terms, let them fight.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, great. So let's do that. So easy enough to spend your maneuvers. I don't know that I need an attack roll for this so much as... maybe let's call it an attack roll. I was going to say athletics, but that might put you at a disadvantage. So let's...
I'm better with an attack roll than athletics.
Let's do an attack roll then. Your difficulty is 1. It's an inanimate object. I'm going to give you a setback for running through stuff, having to dodge kind of up and over stuff. I'll give you a boost because it's big. Like, this is really shotgun on the side of a barn kind of shit. There's like 2 people inside, so it's a big cage. I think that's it. The story points are real bad right now.
3 for us and 2 for you.
Oh, is it 3 and 2? I thought it was 1 and 4.
in
Mess with
between.
fire doors and
Yeah,
things.
I thought it was 1 and 4.
No, it had been for a while, but we brought it up.
Great. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 to up your difficulty on this just to make things weird. Rolling hard for that fucking despair. Okay, I think that's it.
I think I wouldn't spend 1 for Valentyne because this is a good strategic move, but not of mission critical necessity to him at this point.
Probably also worth noting there was a bunch of spare advantage kicking around. I spent threat to lock the doors, but you've got...
Can I use my advantage to buy back strain?
Yes.
Because Morgan is hurting with that because it's been very stinky and tiring around
room.
here.
Stinky, tired room.
Buy it back.
Yeah.
Get in there. All right. I will roll. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
6 successes and 1 threat.
Okay. So we'll spend that threat to just pass forward a
challenge to whoever's
challenge
next.
to next.
Yeah. To the next person coming through the door. Yeah, I believe they saw an Inquisitor.
Yeah. Although it's interesting, there's some shit you can spend threat on that I was not familiar with. So,
threat is
you're gonna lose
even
the
more
benefit
narrative
of prior
in terms
maneuver. It's fucked up.
Oh, wow.
But in this particular instance, I don't think that makes any sense because you succeeded at slashing open the thing. So obviously I can be like, you didn't make it there, but the cage explodes.
If you've got one that you're hanging on to, you could use it to like foul and aim or something.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We'll pass that forward as future
setback.
Oh fuck! I gotta spend 2 threat to do that. That's interesting.
Oh, shit.
It's an interesting thing.
Oh,
cool.
shit.
Great. So in that case, just take 1 strain, please, for your threat. Just Valentine's not a running boy, so the exertion of...
had to get past some stinkos, so it makes perfect sense.
These guys don't stink.
Oh. Then, he's just out of breath. Also, this is going poorly.
Yeah. If you get near the Overseer stinks. But these guys are just, like, they are stinky, but they're like...
I don't want to touch them, but
they're garbage strike level stink. They're not lose your strain level stink.
Which is still pretty stinky.
Yeah. This is Toronto trauma. I'm just sharing with everybody. Okay, cool. So you get there, you slice it open, and how many successes did you say you had?
6.
Fuck, that's a lot of successes. So I'll say, because I mean, in my head, this is like a big, having played a lot of roguelites, this is like the running sweeping strike. So for 6, I'll say you get the cage and the glass box.
Great.
Nice.
Thank you.
And the glass box monster goes, "You look strange, brother. What an interesting nightmare you are. Thanks." And it starts to like hiss out of the box. And the two Dreamweavers.
Valentyne yells, "Death to the enemy!" A nice, generic, technical non-endorsement.
Yeah, and the two Dreamweavers are like, please, you must protect our drawings. They're of the utmost importance to the nightmares. Please, please. And they're like doing the shitty scientist thing at you, like, go, help.
And Valentyne grabs one of them by the collar and just shoves him into the nearest Nurgle dude. Like,
amazing. Yeah, I'm going to give that to you as a free maneuver.
Because it's nice and really narrative more than anything else.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's them. So let's get initiative from everybody else, please.
All right.
Where do we land on that? That's
Is it vigilance?
Vigilance.
Yes, the vigilance one. For sure.
Vigilance. Wary when
I think
fight
we've sold
starts, yeah.
Gideon could arguably be cool if he's surprised by what's happening. Because he has no
He
combat
is frequently surprised.
These guys are going to take cool because they did not know.
That is true. They were not
Agreed.
prepared.
I think he was prepared for this. We were like waiting at
Oh,
the
that's
door.
true.
We're
Yeah,
like,
we lined up and kept
He's
going.
still breathing heavy.
Oh, boy.
Well, somebody's going after Valentyne.
The
matter
the
how
bad
bad.
boy.
Yeah. Man, I got to roll a lot of these. Fuck.
It's difficulty 0 for this one, Josh. So you can just
Well,
Yeah.
once you got your
Yep,
vigilance.
just 5. And yep.
Oh, yeah, you got your result
Yep.
too, yeah.
Hell yeah.
sick.
Did you say
Ew.
you had strain, Tyler?
I appear to, yeah.
Okay, because I remember
Stinkies.
the last when you stunk your hand up. I think you got like 5 advantage on that as well.
We paid that forward to seal the door shut behind us. It was
Oh,
like it
did
was
we?
it was
Okay.
a narrative.
Okay.
Tom did a thing that was
Yep.
very nice for
Just
us.
making sure.
We like Tom.
We do.
Did I take a lot of strain or only a little bit?
You
Little
took
bit.
2
A little
strain.
bit, so you counted me down? Okay.
Morgan has 1 success, 2 advantage.
1 success, 2 advantage. Okay.
Attikus has 2 successes, 3 advantage.
2 success, 3 advantage. Okay.
And Gideon has 3 success, 1 advantage.
Wow.
He's getting better. He's feeling more confident.
He's getting the
You guys
hang
have
of
been
it.
you've been hyping him up pretty good, so I think he's appreciating that.
Valentine's at 0. So that means we've got Gideon, Attikus. Morgan, I'll let you go before the astral thing. 'Cause you're a person at the table, and this is an NPC, so I feel like you take priority here.
My flesh is
4.
strong.
5, 6, 7. Oh boy, it's my favorite initiative order where all my guys go after the punchy boy and the fire starter. So
Yay.
Going to be fine. Everything's going to be
Excellent.
great.
I think they're going to be fine.
Cool. Okay, so top of the round then, Gideon.
Perfect. So I think Gideon's going to slide into the room, and then you said there were like little Nurgle swarms.
Yeah, so as you come into the room, you see directly to your left, there's one swarm of Nurglings, which are, again, those little green, guys. There's more to your right. They're kind of stumbling all over these whiteboards. To your left, there's a Nurgling swarm and a sticky scientist. In front of you is a sticky scientist Valentyne ran past, and a Nurgle swarm. So basically, you're getting like, either way, you're getting one sticky guy and a Nurgling swarm.
And
we
the
don't-
overseer's on the far side of the room.
Far side of the room, at the north, sort of the northeast whiteboard.
If we assume north is facing into the room.
Yeah, if north is the exit that you are going for. So
Great,
Valentine, you're at the north. Sorry, Valentine's at northeast. This guy's at northwest. You are currently at the south entrance.
We don't care about the sticky scientists, do we? Good. So Gideon is going to like come in, quick identification of what's happening, and then he's going to dip sideways to the left to the Nurgle swarm and the sticky scientist, and he's going to do a flame blast.
Hell yeah.
So he's going to try and wipe everybody out in this little area.
Great.
Sick.
Love it, fire starter.
That's not bueno at all. So 5 advantage, and is that a bad one?
Yeah.
And 1 despair.
Oh, good lord.
Perils of the
This
war.
room bad.
That's not
Did
ideal.
it.
Not ideal.
Not
at
ideal.
all.
He was getting so hype on himself.
He was doing like SWAT shit. Like he was like in the room. He had it all sourced out. That sucks.
You got so confident, Gideon. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Is there something really cool you said right before you unleashed your powers to just really show how sure you were this would work?
I think he's gonna like looking at Morgan. I feel like he gave Morgan like a clear thumbs up.
Oh.
Like I think he like overconfident
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
he's feeling really good about himself, and he like made eye contact with Morgan and was like, thumbs
this
up,
out.
and then flexed, and then something
And then
terrible
something
happened.
happened.
Something popped inside of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, Gideon, let's see.
Yep.
Wall hop.
Yep. So
We're rolling a D10 against our Perils of the Warp table.
I don't like
Our first
this.
physical die roll of the season.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, he got a 5.
Okay.
So on a 5, he is now coated in something called warp static. The air around the Psyker crackles with writhing energy that threatens to combust at any moment. The Psyker adds +1 to the result of his rolls on Perils of the Warp table until the end of the encounter. Not a crisis,
Okay.
but
You say
nothing
that now.
happens, and now he's got...
And now it looks like you are static glitching from
Yeah.
WandaVision almost.
Yeah,
And
and,
he's-
you're staring at Morgan.
and
She's
staring
like,
at
"What's this
Morgan.
mean?"
Also-
And you were
Yeah.
standing in the middle of several
And-
enemies
and
who are all turning to look at
surrounded
you.
by enemies, and you hear over the comm, "Oh no."
As your thumb crackles in and out of
As
existence.
he starts looking at his hands, and things are not going well for him.
Okay, cool.
Funny.
So the panic, I think, registers very briefly. Yes.
So you have moved, you have attacked. You could pay strain if you wanted to do another maneuver. So if you wanted to move again or do something else, you have that option.
You know what? I feel like that's not a bad idea to run immediately back to Morgan. I feel like that is not a bad.
I think Morgan might disagree.
Yeah.
No, this baby.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And did you spend your strain to cast?
You're right. I did not. Good call.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
stressful.
I'm getting just. Oh, but I did. I had like a
Got like
ton.
5?
Yeah, I have 5 advantage.
Well, damn.
So I
So
might-
you can burn that on that, or you can spend it to cause other shits. It's up to you.
I've got. I think I would only need 3 to get myself back up to normal, and then I can bump
You could
whoever's
pass
next.
a boost to whoever's
Yeah.
next with 2 of them.
Yeah. So I'll fire. I'll do whoever. Is it you?
just you
whoever,
can throw
yeah,
it.
whoever.
You can
It
throw,
can be 2
Yep.
is anybody.
2 is
Sure. Oh,
2
yeah.
is
You
anybody.
get
So
to
you can
pick.
choose. Are you throwing it to Morgan, going back to help her?
Yeah.
He thinks he's helping. You have so much desperation in you. You'll do better.
Yep.
Morgan's just like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. Help.
I'm impressed Morgan didn't shoot him on sight.
Yeah.
This is progress.
I don't know what
I don't know what this
This is
is.
help.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Attikus.
Sucks.
You're,
I thought this was gonna be so cool.
Oh yeah, you
and I would just.
you are now
Yeah.
experiencing the full journey of Genesis.
yeah,
Yeah.
truly.
I
The
was
best die pool in the world.
fuck.
Dog
I'm
shit.
We've
so bummed.
lost characters over Perils of the Warp before.
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah.
That was a gentle. I think that was
Yeah, no,
relatively
That was
gentle.
comparatively.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Yeah, Attikus.
So I guess watching that happen, Attikus knows that Attikus knows like only a few things of that. The Inquisitor is in there alone in essentially the middle of the room or like up.
Just over, because he moved twice. So he's 2 range bands in. It's a 4 range band room. So
Okay.
yeah, kind of like,
I'm over on the right side.
Range
yeah,
band.
the north.
I have no way of trying to move 4 range bands, do I? We don't really
You
measure
can
distance
meet him in
range
2.
bands
He's
very
only
often.
moved 2.
I'm looking to meet him. I'm looking to get to the other side of the room.
Oh,
I don't think I
see.
can do that in one go.
Yeah, I don't think so. Rules
No.
rules is written.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
unless Tom, you're willing to let it. He could do 3 bands if you let him trade his action for movement.
Which I think I'd be okay with that. That seems like a usual kind of like D&D economy of spend
Yeah.
your bigger thing to do a lesser thing. So
Okay, yeah, just the Inquisitor's in there alone, and then we've had someone come out, draw people's attention, and then come back in. So it's like he needs to be the center of attention. He needs to take enemy fire and things like that.
okay.
So he's just going to run in and just do like a war cry. He's not even going to say words, just "Roar!" He's just going to run into this room.
Just got his voice back. He's ready to use it.
Yeah. In terms of everything that's going on all at once, he's not running and then stopping. I mean, like, hey, guys, he is trying to make it all the way to the other end of the room, through the door to those stairs. Mm-hmm. Going to turn around and start providing, like, covering fire with the las pistol. But for now, he wants enemy attention so that everyone else can get through.
All right. Cool. So yes, you barrel your way through, kind of taking to the, getting just past Valentyne, pushing past confused scientists of both heretical sects, and making your way through. Okay, cool. That brings us to Morgan.
Okay. Based on the setup, there's the Overseer. Is the Overseer far enough away that if it gets hit, it won't spray Attikus and Valentyne, or are they within distance of harm?
Well, so the thing is, the spray off it is not it's like they aren't ripe to burst.
okay, that was what I
It's
was
not like
worried
a
about.
boomer situation.
Right.
It's more a matter of if you shoot them, it's It's a little bit like the blood in Alien, where it's like all their fluids are bad,
Yes.
but they're not like they don't explode when shot. It's just if they get shot and blood bursts out of them, it's going to cause a problem. So essentially, mechanically, if you roll a bunch of like threat or despair, then blood's going to go. But like, there's no.
You're trying to apply logic to the creatures of Nurgle.
Yeah,
Well, that's what
there's
I
no,
just
like,
have seen a few of them explode, so I'm just like using my thoughts of what I had.
But no, looking at this thing, particularly because it's an overseer, it's got more shape and form than some of the other ones you've
blobbly
seen.
ones.
It's still got like its insides are wrapped around its outsides, like a boa. Like there's a lot of grossness going on, but this thing doesn't look like it's gonna pop if you shoot it. It just looks like the gore could go around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I think she's going to stay put. She's got Gideon with her, and she's just next to Gideon, aiming up a shot, because to her it's like all of those other smaller creatures and the unleashed creatures to her can fight each other.
Yep.
But she's most worried about that overseer because it also is right by Attikus and Valentyne on that side of the room.
Which does remind me, Attikus, you got to take 2 strain from smell.
Running
Stink
past
aura.
the smell.
Okay.
Stinks.
Wait, what's your cell?
I have respirator lungs, but they apply to rolls only, so it doesn't matter. So 2?
If he held his breath running past.
Oh no, I got to think about this now, because if you have respirator lungs,
Holding my breath would have probably been a maneuver, so I spent everything to run
well,
through.
yeah, but I'm just No, I think you're still taking the 2. It's just like it's the smell of it is so offensive to you. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah. So she's going to sight up on the overseer,
Okay.
and she's like, Gideon, get in the well in your chest and do whatever you did outside again.
And he's trying to like wipe the static out of his hands, and it's not working. So he just nods.
Okay.
Just so I can picture this. Are you standing in the center of the doorway? Are you leaning around the doorway to take the shot? Like, where are you relative to the room?
Yep, just inside of the door in the room. And then it feels like Gideon is either beside her next to the wall, like she's shielding him a little bit.
I think he's trying to make himself kind of small.
Yes, that's what it feels like. So they're standing next to each other. She's trying to talk him through it while has the sniper rifle up and it's sighting down to the other end of the room.
Sick.
Yep. And my difficulty.
This would be range band 3.
Okay. And then I'm using my maneuver to aim. So I have 3 advantages or 3 boosts from that. And then I get an extra boost because I got one from Gideon.
Yes, correct.
And I'm going to use one more of my ammo. So that's down to 3 bullets. Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to spend a story point. I said 0 and 5 in your favor.
Well, then I will use one also.
All right. Thank you. That's kind of you. Yeah. He's important, so he is naturally harder to kill because he's got plot armor.
That makes sense.
Power
That
of the
makes
warp,
sense.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Plot armor of the warp.
The warp loves a champion.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, 1 threat, and 1 triumph.
Oh.
And then
Lovely.
it also has 2 pierce.
Okay. So what's the
So
damage
it's
total?
13 damage, 1 pierce, and 1 triumph.
13 damage, 1 pierce, and 1 triumph. Okay. Morgan, you fire your bullet, and it's a clear kill shot, like straight to the head. And it blows open a hole in the creature's cheek and jaw. You see it just stick its tongue through and start like licking around, and you're like, It takes very little damage.
Okay.
It will take 3 damage.
Okay.
So
Lots of soak on that boy.
hole in mouth, but like more amusing than anything else. But then it does the body snatchers thing. It just points at you. You go like, oh. Cool. Anything else you would do, Morgan? Or is that your
That's
full?
my full turn, but we have
What
a
about the triumph? That's the
Right.
I mean, I got a narrative pitch for the triumph.
I'll take it.
What if that Tzeentch demon's real strong? Just a level of power. We got some malevolence in this room. We had a massive death of Nurgle servants downstairs and fire and explosions. There's chaos to feed on. What if it just is pretty strong?
Yeah, I like that.
Room full of drawings that had just had slime put on them.
Yeah, I think seeing the like, seeing the plague bearer, so the overseer, stick his tongue through its cheek. That's some good nightmare stuff.
Sure, yeah.
And it can see kind of like, Morgan, your reaction from the bullet not working. You can see the panic on Gideon, and it just starts getting real jazzed about like the nightmare potential of this. So sure, Ryan, I'll jack up its stats as it begins to kind of manifest more strongly in this reality. Feathers at odd angles, beak sort of coming out. And it just says, "Are you seeing this, brother? Such wonderful inspiration," it says to Valentyne.
Yeah. Valentyne will say, "Yes, I am. Let's kill that champion of Nurgle."
Gideon does not understand this newfound sympathy with this thing. He's like, oh.
Morgan is similar, like she had to see close-up tongue face through sniper scope. It's like,
It seems like you're both horrified by Valentyne. Morgan doesn't even notice Valentyne doing anything. He's horrified by the other guy.
Yeah.
And Morgan, I'm gonna give you a strain for the threat.
I can't do.
Cool. Okay. Next up, we get to the newly jacked up Tzeentch boy, who is going to fly, having heard his esteemed brother say to attack the champion of Nurgle. He's going to go at that, and he will yell, "I will weaken him for you, brother!" And he's going to do a weird telekinesis thing. It's so fucking weird.
Perfect.
Valentyne.
Yeah, this guy's getting the
awesome.
rank of interrogator at the end of this fight. Okay.
Terrible at mystery solving.
It's this is very strange. I have to use the other guy's stats.
Yeah.
He has to pass a check. This is so fucking weird.
Do you want me to build one dice pool and you build another one?
No,
or-
no. It's that the Tzeentch creature is causing an effect on the overseer, so the overseer has to roll against the Tzeentch
I see.
monster.
Whatever
To see about the stats,
DC.
yeah.
It's the
Okay.
rare version of a no PC fight, which this
Yeah.
system is not as familiar with.
it.
Yeah.
NPC
Wizard fight.
Can't wait until we see what Jeffrey does.
Yeah.
He's just
Kill
like
me.
scooting along.
That's all he's ever fought.
Yeah.
It's a servitor.
That's why he's not allowed to talk.
We can, if you guys want, I can do a 50-minute episode of just Jeffrey's internal monologue.
Yeah,
We'll keep it in mind.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say no.
I do not wish to be on this world anymore. I hate it here.
So we've got that, but he is jacked up by the power of triumph. So I'm going to boost one of his dice.
Power.
Gets a boost for fighting alongside allies.
It's nice having friends.
Setback for still trying to materialize. So I've got 3 yellow and a blue against 2 purple and a black.
Nice.
I'll spend a story point to help this demon on our
I
team.
will also spend a story
Whoa.
point to help
Keep it.
my
Shit.
other guy. Okay.
NPC fight.
So 3 yellow, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Fuck. 4 successes and 1 advantage.
Hey.
So the sort of astral specter, just like its beak opens and opens and opens and opens, and then it just closes around the overseer's head, and it just starts screaming at it, and the overseer, it's just like, it looks like a fish stuck on someone's head. Like, it's just like the overseer is like, yeah, get off of here, get off of here. It's not doing any damage, but it's decreasing all of the overseer's skills by 1 with the warp ability Jinx. So he's having a bad time.
Morgan
like flops around on top.
lowers the sniper rifle. She's like, I'm not looking at this insanity.
Yeah. Cool. So that's that. Brings us to the overseer. Now has a specter on its head. So the overseer is just like, this is so gross. Just gonna like kind of nod up at the inside of this thing's mouth and go, and it's gonna spew corrosive vomit
Yeah.
into the astral
gonna-
monster.
I'm glad Laura isn't here for this one.
Yeah.
This is all going according to plan for Valentine, because if it wasn't into that demon, it'd be on to Attikus.
Yep. Yeah.
This is true.
This is why you turn
Vomit
your
into
enemies
that
against each
burn.
other.
So
Barf wherever you want,
2
as long as it's
yellow
not on me.
against 2 purple.
This is like reverse mama bird, baby
Get a
bird.
boost.
Yeah, in a very gross way.
Yeah, okay, that's all that one's going to be. 1 success, 1 threat.
Ooh.
So it does 7 damage at Pierce 3 to the your Tzeentch Ghost Boy. So it'll be Pierce 1. So 6 damage. Demons have weird rules, man.
Yep.
It's weird space. All right, your astral specter thing is looking pretty bad after this sort of horrible toxic vomit, and it has sunder. So I'm going to say that's just enough to knock it off. It's still affected by the jinx, like its head's still ringing, but the creature's no longer on top of it. And it'll just spit the remainder out the side of its mouth and kind of like wipe it and say, "Okay, who's next?" As it sort of looks around angrily. And he's in it now. He feels good. He feels like he's in a punchy mood, so he's not going to run away yet. That brings us to the Nurgle swarms. So many Nurgle swarms. So Valentyne, you were very close to one, but you just unleashed a bunch of Dreamweavers, so they're going to just consume one of those guys.
Perfect.
So one of them goes down.
Everything's going according to plan.
The other Nurgle swarm near the door, both of those Nurgle swarms are going to rush Morgan and Gideon. We'll say one on each of you.
Okay.
So here's where things get weird, because they're a swarm, and there are 10 of them. So I've got their attack. What is your defense, Morgan, if you have any?
3 defense.
3 defense. Okay. This is a melee attack. I'm not going to spend a story point on these guys. Currently, the odds are heavily in my favor if you want to spend any story points too.
I think we might need them, so I'm good.
Okay.
So you are spending one?
No, we're going to need them in future potentially.
Got it. Also, you were horrified and looking away from your scope, and Gideon scared you,
she's
so it
not
makes
doing
sense.
anything right now.
Having a bad time.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter. That is 4 advantage and a failure.
Nice.
Fancy footwork,
for the
Morgan.
Nurglings.
Very nice.
So
They all hit Gideon. They miss you.
Morgan steps aside as the next version rushes Gideon.
They
who's
bite
covered in static.
all of my arteries all at once.
Every single one.
okay, so this is a fucked up roll. So let's see what am I going to spend this on?
I do always kind of picture Nurglings having the same energy as the Christmas critters from South Park. It's just like, dance in his blood, yay!
That's where they live for me too.
Hail Satan.
Hail the grandfather.
Yeah. Don't get down, y'all. We'll get the next one.
Don't go down, y'all. We can get a new disease.
Okay,
Contagious
so
forever. Everything
Morgan,
rots.
what they're going to do is, even though they fail to hurt you, you just get like a swarm of these things just kind of bounce and fall over you, so they knock you prone.
Oh, God. They don't hurt her, but Morgan is on the ground trying to shove them off of her.
And then let's do the same game for Gideon.
Perfect. Defense 3 as well.
Defense 3 as well. Okay. And I think it's the same. Honestly, I think it's just the same pool. Okay, in this case, 2 success and 3 advantage.
Oh, yeah.
So, Gideon, that means you're going to take 6 damage.
Oof.
And they are but your soak will also absorb a bit of that.
Oh, good. I've soaked 7.
Then you take no damage
Nice.
from that.
Nice. Chill.
But I will trigger a critical
Oh, dear.
with my advantage. So roll D100.
It's going to do something weird to me, isn't it?
It might.
It's going to like shit in my mouth. Gideon's not having a great day.
No one is
No one-
today.
yeah, I guess
it's
no
a bad
one
day
really
for
is.
everybody.
I don't know. Those Tzeentch guys, they're probably pretty chill right now.
I thought Valentyne was a problem earlier.
Yeah,
This is changing your mind, huh?
yeah.
Gideon, as you're desperately trying to wipe the static off your hands, beside you, you just see Morgan just like knocked over by this rolling tide of little bouncy guys. And as you turn, a bunch of them just jump up on you. And you're not used to being swarmed by anything. You haven't had, like Morgan at least has fought, the Ehrlich and other stuff that's been on top of her. For you, it's just like, it's like someone dumped a bunch of bouncy balls on you. So it's kind of a cascade. You can feel the bites against your armor that's kind of woven into your outfit. They rip your, jumpsuit to shreds. But between the panic of the static and being surrounded by these things and watching Morgan theoretically being picked clean, I'm just imagining like the scarabs and the mummy just like rushing up and over someone. You finally come to a point where you break. So the critical injury you take is called At the Brink. I rolled a 93, which is unfortunately tremendously high.
God damn.
So you suffer 2 strain every time you perform an action until the critical injury is healed. And it is a difficulty 3 purple check to heal it.
Well, that's great for psychers.
Great.
So good for
3
psychers.
purple check. It's a medicine, I think, to heal a critical injury.
Yes, I believe so.
Also worth flagging, until that injury is healed, you add +10 to any die rolls against Gideon on the crit hit chart because they stack.
Oh, damn.
Get worse.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
So now every time I do a psyker thing, I take 4 strain right off the top.
Anytime you
Or
do any action.
Anytime you attack.
Any
action.
Yeah. So
You're
on top and stat. Yes. Oof. Okay.
So what is the narrative flow like? What's pushing you at the brink, Gideon? Where are you at?
I think seeing Morgan get knocked down is not going to be great for him as somebody like, again, going from like thinking he was in much more control of the situation and then coming back to like Mom Morgan and then seeing her get wiped out and then like this new sort of maternal character right after his actual mom died. I think he's starting to come unglued a little bit.
Great.
Damn.
Yeah. I also think there's something kind of horrifying in being, even though you're not taking damage, just covered in things that are biting you.
Yeah.
Just the psychology of that is so.
I was thinking that like Mr. Incredible thing too, where he's like getting covered by those like black ooze things, and he's like struggling against them, but it's not doing anything. And the psyker stuff, like the warp static, that's the first time he's dealing with this too.
Yeah.
So like so many things are
a lot on his plate.
touching him right now that he doesn't want.
Bad
And they're all like
Bad
laughing
touch?
and
Yes.
cheerful too. Yeah. Okay.
Bad
Love that.
touch.
Love that. Bad day. Okay. So that was a Nurgling Swarm, which brings us to our initiative 0, our boy Valentyne. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry. I have one more Nurgling Swarm to deal with, which is the one by the Overseer that's going to go after Attikus.
Yep, that makes sense. Maybe Trin Rakai could yell something helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Look, if you had arms, I'm so sorry. Okay. So let's roll
strangling us.
one more time. That said, I am going to add a setback for Trin Rakai just yelling shit, and also for them being confused by the like
me and Trin Rakai are running into this room
well,
screaming.
Trin Rakai is in
Strapped to your
Lizard.
back.
I know, but I only thought it was me screaming. I thought he was just quiet, a passenger, but it's funny that he's also shouting. Yeah.
If we lose, his soul is eaten by the thing he's the most scared of.
Yes.
But also, I think the Nurglings get confused because there's 2 of you.
Oh my god, this demon is
Two-headed
2 heads.
monster. Yeah.
They love it.
So I'm defense
nice.
1 for melee.
Defense
with my
1
armor.
against melee. Okay, I'm gonna give you defense 3 because your back is
I'll take it.
a metal straw man, so they have less to bite. So total of defense 3. So I've got 3 yellow, 3 green against 2 purple and 3 black.
Don't worry, y'all. Aim for the groin.
Bounce.
All right, let's do it. All right, that's 2 success and 3 advantage/threat. So that will be similar to what Josh just took there. That is 6 damage.
Okay, I can soak that.
Great. And I will trigger crit. I've got crit 2, so when in Rome.
Crit 2, good for them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of teeth.
They're little babies. They don't get to do much, but
once they get you.
Yeah, once they get you. All right, so I rolled a 12 on the chart. So sudden jolt, you drop whatever is in your hand.
My last pistol.
Well, I
Think you
think
have
it's
the
Valentine
truncheon.
through
Right
the
now.
truncheon, so you actually
Oh.
lose the least useful tool
Okay.
that you had.
But make a note because that status effect goes away.
Actually, you know what? sorry, I'm going to make this critical matter more than that. You drop Trinrakai. They're climbing all over, and they start biting away. You had to rip your power fist free, so just like the servitor plus straw man arms and legs falls off your back to the ground.
Okay.
And I lose the truncheon.
You get to keep the truncheon.
I keep the truncheon.
I'll let you keep it because it's like drop what's in your hand, and I feel like it's a sudden jolt, right? So I just feel like drop in the spirit of a critical, dropping a servitor feels more impactful than like dropping
one strap in it. I should have two strapped it.
Yeah.
But make a note.
Trying to look cool.
You will have to heal that. Otherwise, it's +10 to any crit rolls against you moving forwards because that's true even for the low-level status effects.
Yeah, it's easy though. It's a 1 purple.
Nice.
And then with my 1 additional advantage, I will pass that to the overseer. Oh no, it's 1. I'll just pass it to the next person who is the overseer. I only have so many people. I was like, I'm not going to pass it to the Zinch astral horde. That makes no sense. All right,
now.
Valentyne, now you're up. You see Trinrakai fall off, go, ah!
Valentyne is just going to keep playing the curve of the room, moving another range band closer to the door on the opposite side, because the more we can split them, the better. And while he's doing that, because there's nobody currently engaged with him, he doesn't need to engage in close combat. That's Attikus' job. Attikus is doing fine work at being distracting. He's just going to take a bolt pistol shot.
Sure.
So move, bolt pistol shot directly at this overseer. What is the ranged defense on the overseer?
Range defense is 3.
Okie dokie. And difficulty?
The difficulty is you're in the same band as the overseer now, so difficulty 1.
1 is within throwing distance. 2 would be pistol distance. I think is how they structure it.
But you're within throwing distance for
So
for
1.
this guy.
Super.
Yep.
I think that's about what he's going to put into it. I'll throw a story point on there because Valentyne, I think it's like, A, he's doing his mission, but B, it's also, he's just got a great fucking angle on this guy. He's coming in from the one non-distracted part of this room to be able to take that shot. Anything else? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All righty, let's find out. 2 advantage. So obviously doesn't hit. But I will spend that 2 advantage to perform a free maneuver because I didn't do any other maneuvers. I'm getting to that fucking door.
Yep.
I want to put myself between this overseer and the exit. Nobody's running upstairs yelling, "They're coming."
Right.
Great. All right, so Valentyne, you fire off a shot as you run. It goes wide and just blasts apart one of those whiteboards, and you hear the one remaining Dreamweaver go, "No, my papers!" As you run by. You get yourself into the door. You see Attikus fighting his way towards you. Trinrakai on the floor. Morgan is nowhere to be seen. And you see Gideon having a full-blown, ants, covered in ants moment. Looking back across the room, I think you could safely say that this meets the Imperium technical qualifications to qualify as a clusterfuck.
This episode of the Valentyne Heresy features the voices of players Ryan LaPlante, Tyler Hewitt, Josh Halbot, and Del Borovic, alongside Game Master Tom McGee. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and the Valentyne Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator, and death to all the heretics.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gata Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.